So this place is called Savory Crust Empanadas. I got a mac and cheese empanada. I got veggie dumplings, mac and cheese empanada, and a Filipino beef empanada with a special guest star named Boba. Ugh, I always ask for extra. And no matter what, no matter how much I mix it, I always just drink the boba first. Super chewy and delectable. Veggie dumplings first. The only thing is they didn't give me a sauce, a dipping sauce for the dumps, but it is what it is. It's like a veggie dumpling. This place is like Filipino blend. I gotta get Filipino food. For me though, I'm not a huge fan of the sweet spaghetti. I've had Jollibee 3 times in my life, and it just wasn't it. But I'm not saying that Jollibee's as a whole sucks. It's variant on the location. So I definitely feel like the original Jollibee's in the Philippines is so much better than the ones out here. Because to be honest, Jollibee is newer to the Chicagoland area within the past like decade. So the way they perfected out here, it was not the same as the original recipe. That's how I feel about In-N-Out. I had In-N-Out in Cali for the first time, and it was the best. The best fast food burger I've ever had. And then when I went to Texas, it just wasn't as good. So, if your first time trying In-N-Out was in a state other than California, it probably wasn't that good. I'm not having like a bad day. It is a busy day with the holiday, you know. But Mondays are not my favorite. I want to meet someone who's like, yeah, I really fucking love Mondays. We should love every day, y'all. I think this one's the mac and cheese. And I got an avocado lime cilantro sauce for it. Mmm. Okay. Okay. You see the bits of cheese? Mmm. Okay. I'm definitely gonna have to shit my brains out later. Mmm. Have y'all ever had a really bad teacher that you'll never forget? Or better yet, obviously we remember the good ones, but have y'all ever had a teacher like emotionally and mentally scar you for the rest of your life? Because this one, I'm gonna take you all the way back. Oh, all the way back. This place that my mom put me in when I was a kid, hindsight is 2020, but as a 5-year-old child, it felt like prison. I don't really remember having a good time there. If I had to slap a grade on it, I'd say it was a solid C. Because looking back on pictures and stuff, it wasn't so bad, but there were also a lot of things I blacked out. But I have flashes of all like the memories that are just random. First of all, that was the first time I ever seen a dick. I'm sorry, but who uses like co-ed bathrooms when you're that little? Like you don't think that we're gonna know, or that we're gonna check each other out? Like, obviously I've never seen a boy's ding-along when I was 5 until I was in the co-gender bathrooms. So I remember just staring, and I was like, and then the other bitches called me out on it. I'm like, okay, it's a I don't know what that is. I was like, yeah. You guys. Oh my god, this is gonna be so embarrassing. I can't even tell you this. There was also another kid. I can't remember the name of him for the life of me, but he would eat crayons. Crayons. Ugh. He would just eat crayons. Ugh. I hated peas and broccoli because they always had that shit. That's all they ever had. It just smelled so awful. It was like, I hated the spinach there, and then I remember I got used to it. It really just felt like prison to me. But oh my god, the head teacher was like, if I were to compare her to anybody, she was like my Miss Trunchbull. Obviously not as bad, but so I think I went from like to the school from it was like you get levels, right? Tiny cut. Why can't I talk? I think it goes tiny tots, like the really, really young kids, preschool, and then kindergarten. So I was there since tiny tots. So I'd seen some shit, you know? I remember a lot of kids coming in and out of the school as far as like enrollment. But I was one of the OGs that stayed until I started school. Where Jonathan went. But yeah, this lady, the head teacher, her name was Miss Betty. And I always said like spaghetti. Like Miss Betty. Betty. And she was kind of evil. She was bipolar though. Like when she had her good side, she had a good side. But Miss Jackie, we think was her like lesbian lover. I don't know. In hindsight, I don't know. But Miss Jackie was the nice one. But Miss Betty just did not like my ass. I don't know what the fuck her deal was. I was not one of her favorites. This one's a Filipino beef. It's spicy. It has a twang to it. And this is spicy chimichurri sauce. I was actually debating telling y'all this since we're eating together. But this is like one of my earliest memories of torment. We had gone on a field trip to the forest preserve, no less. Like, what the fuck is out there? Nothing. Well, I don't know what happened to me, but I got sick. Or, like, I just really needed to go to the bathroom, you know? And I didn't want to use the porta potties. Like, I just always had a fear of the porta potty. Especially when I was little. Because that one, I remember, was nasty and had, like, flies all over it. And I was like, no. So, you know, as we all have our experiences, your girl shit her pants. Like, bad. And I thought that I could be slick and, like, hide it. I don't know what the hell. But, you know, I'm little. I'm a kid. I don't know any better. So, I'm not wearing diapers or anything. And it happens. I'm embarrassed. No one notices yet. All because I just didn't want to use the porta potty. That's the first and last time I've ever shit my pants, y'all. And I remember we took a nap. And we were all on the tables. They have these tables underneath, you know, the sections in the forest preserve where they have tables. Well, we all slept on top of the tables, and all I remember was this bitch woke me up. I was laying flat, and she picked me up like this, and she woke me up and shook me and was just like screaming bloody hell in my face. Oh, you didn't think anybody would know? There's flies all over your ass. You're so disgusting. Blah, blah, blah. And everyone just staring at me. Like waking up, you know? I'm embarrassed. She takes me to the porta potty. She's like wiping my ass aggressively while I'm crying in the toilet. Like with the flies on my face. And I just felt shame. That was the first time that I felt shame. I felt embarrassment. Just overall shame, you know? Like, bro, maybe this bitch shouldn't have been doing what she was doing because kids are gonna shit their pants. Like, what the fuck do you expect? She was just so... What happened, y'all? Okay. She was just so mean. I thought my mom was gonna be pissed off, but she actually, when she came to pick me up, she felt bad for me. And I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything about how mean she was or anything because I knew I couldn't do anything about it. It has like a raisin in it. So, that wasn't the best time in my life. A memory that scarred for sure. But it wasn't all bad. There was, on the positive note, there was a student teacher there named Miss Kim who looked like the Pink Ranger. You know, the quintessential 90s type. Skinny, white, brown hair. Brown eyes. But yeah, she looked like Amy Jo Johnson. And she was so sweet. It's like, you'll never remember what people said about how they made you feel. Miss Betty made me feel like shit. Miss Jackie, she was just there, like kind of indifferent. But Miss Kim, she was just a light in my life. And I actually ran into her when I worked at Target as my first job when I was like 16, 17. And she was checking out of my lane. And I was like, hey, aren't you Miss Kim? And she was like, yeah. And oh, hey, granted, she looked hella different. She just looked older. I was like, hey, you don't remember me, but, you know, you were my teacher, and I'll never forget you. Like, you were one of the good ones, you know? And even though she didn't remember me, she was very touched by that. You could just tell that she was still a teacher and, like, very much, like, frantic and overworked. And I think she was buying school supplies. So I'm glad that I made her day. But Miss Betty, yeah, I think she might be dead now. I hope so, at least. I mean, no, but I think she's dead. But man, like, she was this overweight, heavy-set lady with this, like, heavy-ass old lady perfume. I'll never forget it. Her grave probably smells like that shit. Oh my god, I know I'm going to hell. Fuck that bitch. I haven't shit myself since that day, so, you know, 30 years. In 30 years, I think I'm doing okay. Bye, y'all. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.